This is the Tier 8 American Collector Heavy, the T-54E2, a vehicle that is relatively known for being an incredibly powerful beast, due to the level of armor that it features, also having 10 degrees of gun depression, which means that you can be really flexible when poking over ridge lines, just an all-around jack of all trades, especially for a vehicle that hits hard and has okay DPM levels, but the reload time says so otherwise. And, as apart from this event right here being the rapid handling, you would basically have to grind all the way to level 60 and complete the lock phases by either getting both of these passes. To which I already own the vehicle, which is not really a concern apart from that. So, let's go ahead and review her already. In terms of the turret, she has 240mm of frontal turret armor and 155mm of frontal hull armor. And this is what the armor profile looks like against probably one of the hardest hitting autoloaders in tier 8, possibly also one of the best ones in terms of penetration factors, the Pergetto 46. There are a lot of troll spots that occur on this vehicle. The whole entire turret is red and cannot be overmatched. Even some bits of the upper infrastructure upwards in the high 300s, which is absolutely crazy to even think about. However, the tragic downsides is a large lower plate having upwards of 117 and a ginormous hatch on the roof that's only upwards of 148. But when this vehicle is using its 10 degrees of gun depression, the hatch is barely ever exposed now, which means that in certain aspects, if you are in a vehicle that doesn't really have the best of aiming time and dispersion, then good luck trying to hit that hatch. It's pretty much just going to be impossible. Although it thickens it to only a minor chunker, if you have a very accurate tank, then you are pretty much going to outdo this hatch without a hassle, and you are going to pen. It thickens the turret now in the high 300s to 400 in most cases, which is crazy. And the upper plate is now upwards of the high 300s as well, which is absolutely crazy. This is running calibrated shells. Even when I am running my premium ammo, would not make much of a difference whatsoever. There's two little cheeks that occur on the side of the gun mantlet, but yeah, like I said, good luck trying to hit those in the process. In terms of what the side of the vehicle looks like, the side of the turret is 144 to 149, and then the full-on side is 20 to 87 space, along with 75. And then for the rear, the back of the turret is 40, and then the full-on rear where the engine deck is located is upwards of 71, to which HEs that are upwards of 49mm is not going to be enough in order to cut through the back of this and deal the maximum amount of damage. Along with that, this vehicle carries just shy of 2120 damage per minute with an 8.78 second reload time. Kind of makes no sense considering that the levels of damage that the shot produces with an 8-second reload time is just absolutely crazy, which means that you can be flexible just relying on your armor and then just pecking enemies off like there's no tomorrow. It's actually crazy of how troll of a vehicle that this is. In terms of the pen, it's actually alright, sitting at 238 on the standard, 273 on the premium, and 57 on the high explosive. It's going to be a little bit lackluster in terms of trying to cut through like the majority of other tier 8s, but it can take the cake in certain aspects, especially when you are relying on your armor for the most part. And then in terms of your average damage, it's 310 on the standard, 260 on the premium, and 440 on the high explosive. Combined as well with a fairly solid 3.6 seconds of aiming time with a fairly good 2.277 dispersion. And then finally for the maneuverability, the tank goes 40 forward, and my favorite aspect in every vehicle, the 20-kilometer reverse, having a power to weight of 16.3 along with that. I gotta admit, the T-54E2 has been a vehicle that has always done sincerely well in certain aspects to whenever I played it. I used to own it on my old account as well before it got its PBR graphics. But now in the current state of what this vehicle has going for it, it really takes the cake as apart from that. So here we are lurking on into our first battle. Let's see what they got for heavies. A 5120. This looks to be a tier 10 or 9 battle. Destiny, and another shark in that. I'm sorry if my brain becomes a little bit mishapped. I did just come out of a live stream as apart from that. So bear with me in case if I do end up stuttering for the time being when it comes to knowing what to say in certain aspects. So, let us continue to move upwards then, and see what we can fare. Well, we already got our Yo coming along with us as a bit of support. That's good news. We got our new player in his Destiny, of course, as well. So, Let us continue to mosey on forward. We shall be using our flexible gun depression in that aspect against this other shark, but unfortunately enough, we did end up getting a nice miss, which he missed as well in the process. Also got the enemy Tiger 2. Let's go ahead and get a pluck into that enemy Destiny right there, as he's the only one working out in the open. That is every Destiny player at their finest, ladies and gentlemen. Just literally just plopping themselves out in the open like there's no tomorrow, and unfortunately I cannot hit hatches, so that is quite unfortunate to even think about. So let's go ahead and see if we can pluck this Tiger for one. Unfortunately not, but he does bounce us, and we did angle our gun upwards to prevent it from hitting our hatch, and it did slightly work. Alright, so reloading again, we got the Destiny along with the Tiger. Let's see if we can maybe get a tap into that space bit. Nice shot. Alright, we also got these little stinkers that are poking on behind us. So we also got the Conway off to the side as well. Let's go ahead and mosey on up. Let's see if we can get another tap into this Tiger while at that. There we go. 203. Alright. Reloading again. Alright, we got the Destiny once again. We can slightly hit him on his side. There we go. Overmatch his side in that aspect. Don't know what this Conway is doing. Just trying to be a little bit too greedy in that aspect as well. But we're going to go ahead and see if we can maybe get a nice tap into this guy right there. Just like that for 300. He hits us in return, but we did trade him in that regard, so that's really good. Alright, so reloading again. Let's see. This Conway is a little bit of a threat at the moment, so I'm going to kind of wait and see if he's going to poke up again in that aspect. We got these guys moseying on forward. Fortunately, we hit the side of his turret at the angled bit, which is unfortunate. So we got our adrenaline ran, and now this 54 E2 Shark is going AWOL towards us, so we're just going to back on up for the time being. And, ooh, 600 damage off my vehicle, and the Tiger wants to tunnel me in that aspect as well. That's actually really unfortunate, and we also got the 5120 off towards the side, and now he's going to tunnel my ass too. That's not good, so alright, let's go ahead and rely on our gun depression once again and get a nice slap into you real quick. Alright, so then we can just continue to back on up, and we have a dead driver in that regard, so that is highly unfortunate. So we're just going to mosey on over here, and then we're going to kind of get some shots into this guy, possibly. Alright, so moseying on through, there we go, and we get the clear on into him. Nice. Alright, so reloading again. I'm going to try to see if I can benefit myself by using my solid bits of gun depression and maybe get some more taps into the Tiger 2 right there. Just like that. There we go. 250 slap. Alright. Reloading again. The Conway fires, so that's really good. 3, 2, 1, and chunk. There we go. And that is a fairly solid game, breaking past the 3,000 damage mark. You see there that the gun does sincerely feel nice in certain aspects when it's able to just get those high damage outputs of above 300 damage, and you're really much able to hold off certain flanks from pushing on upward too much, using your deadly amounts of turret armor to your advantage. So in this one, we were able to put up some fairly solid stats, do second on the team in that regards. Let's go ahead and plop into game number 2 then and see what we can do as apart from that. The armor does sincerely work as in that aspect as well. You saw like we got a lot of troll bounces that occurred on our turret for the most part. However, when you do have another tank like a 54E2 as well, that's basically you're sitting still and your hatch is just barely on exposed. They're able to just slap that thing without a hassle. That's going to be a little bit unfortunate to deal with. It's kind of got that you have to use maneuverability or agility factors to kind of get those troll bounces. It's more over for the fact to where your hatch is barely on exposed and that you're backing on in and out of that danger zone without a hassle. Or I should say cover zone. That's probably a better verbiage to go with. So, let's see. They have an Eric concept, a 7.52, a T54E1, interesting. 53 TP and another Tiger 2. Alright, so let us go ahead and move on upwards once again and see how we can fare well. So, boo. I should be going up on the hill, but honestly, what do I care? They got some fairly deadly tanks. So we got a 7.52 already spotted. What a beautiful shot in that aspect. And we do get a bounce from the 7.52, all because our turret was the only thing that was ever exposed. So we're going to mosey on up towards this guy and get a slap for 330, damaging his ammo rack in the process. Looks like this is the only one that's over here, so we got him once again, and just barely missing him as he goes over a ridge. Unfortunate, so let's go ahead and see if this WZ is going to poke on out, which it looks like that he might. He's going to expose himself. Let's see if we can maybe take a gamble and then get a shot into him right there. And then reloading again, we're going to kind of see if we can get another slap into him in that aspect, just like that. It's only a matter of time to see if this guy was actually poking in that aspect. We did get spotted by something, so let's go ahead and take another gamble then and hit that exact same spot. There we go. Looks like we plucked him maybe twice in that regards right there. That's really good. And that other blind shot that we just fired to where his tank was exposed probably hit him in that regard. So that's really good. However, we don't have any tanks that are going to be off towards the flank right over there. And that's unfortunate because that 53 TP should not be up on the hill, bro. I don't really know why my team decided to abandon this flank. And it's going to allow these guys to maybe take care of this side of the map. However, we do have good gun elevation apart from that. So I'm going to try to work this 53 TP and see what he's going to do. All right, we also got the Eric concept right there. Nice tap for 307. All right. That's a good thing about having the elevation advantages apart from that when poking tanks uphill like this. So, got the 53 once again. Let's see if he's going to overpoke, which he does. There we go, 242. And now there is a AMX that is spotted off over on the hill. And now he's going to pluck our guys off like there's no tomorrow. That's unfortunate that he got that position right there. But we can get a nice slap for 318 into his vehicle. Another prime example to where this gun does feel quite nice in certain aspects. So we're going to aim in on this 53, and we get a 388 max roll into him. This team is not really benefiting themselves whatsoever, and it's going to lead to the most unfortunate downfall of the history of this godforsaken game. So let's go ahead. Observation device broken. We love to see that. That's how we can already tell that this is a loss. One way or another, it doesn't really matter. So, and this AMX is going to pluck me off like crazy. So we're going to mosey on back, and there we go, 292 slap. We got this guy off in the back now. He's not necessarily a threat now, as he backed down all the way on the hill. All right, this Eric concept is trying to pluck me in that aspect, so let's go ahead and miss that shot. Beautiful. All right, so where is this guy at? He should already be plopping himself. All right, well, the 50 Mosey's on down, so that's unfortunate. And now the Eric concept, I'm not really going to trust that guy in any way, shape, or form, so yeah, this is probably going to be a turn for the worse. And the 54E1 gets spotted at the last second, too. Yep, there goes. Yeah, unfortunate. 2,500 damage, not bad of a result. It's just that our team fell apart, and they couldn't really benefit themselves to the best of their ability. And just like that, we all know that we love seeing that big red defeat screen at times. Wow, we blocked 1835 damage just by sitting basically all the way down. We got two guys that did 0, so they get the big thumbs down. And pretty much everybody on our team also deserves the thumbs down as well because they're a bunch of crap nuggets. So let's go ahead and plop on into game number 2 then. Let's see what or game number 3, I'm sorry about that. So here we go. Let's see, they have... What do they got? A Destiny, M103, IS-6, and a WZ-122. Interesting lineup. So, let us go ahead and benefit ourselves by going all the way to the right side then. Looks like we will be having some support going that same exact direction. So, here we go. Let's see what we can do. Come on, team. We shall benefit ourselves by going the same exact way, heavies. Onwards, Seymour. Let us move. You better not be camping off in the back, because I swear to God if you are, bro. I'm about to frickin', put you in a chokehold, like, instantly. Alright, here we go. Blah, 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 blah. Well, there's an E50 already spotted. That's not a good sign. I would hope a Destiny's probably going to poke out and possibly just YOLO out in the open, pretty much. Well, there's an M103 right over there. I'm not going to poke that just yet until I know that he's pretty much the only one over here. Alright, or my Emil is possibly going to come on out too. Ah, I figured. Alright, well, we got a nice tap into the M103. I don't know why our Emil is deciding to stay put right there. So reloading once again, we got the J Panther 2, and we also got this little stinker right there, 341. We still got our adrenaline ran, so let's go ahead and get a slap into you, and you bounce us, unfortunately enough. Because that is the beauty of having troll upper plate armor for a gun that is not sincerely accurate, and you're going to be screwing yourself big time, buddy. I should be saying that to my Emil, as he's pretty much the one that's going to be screwed. So get that last shot out, buddy. There you go. And I'm going to be following up your lead with a nice tap into the M103. And I'm going to go ahead and take the hit for you. So let's go ahead and clear you. Beautiful. And we got an IS-8 that's right behind us. And he's possibly going to clear... Or that's an IS-6. What am I freaking talking about, bro? And, of course, the J-Panther 2 saw that. Well, a very good move upon your behalf, IS, because now you're dead. And now we're just going to mosey on over towards the J-Panther 2 and get some nice taps into his vehicle if he's still spotted over here. Oh, nope, he decided to move. Interesting. He could have just stayed in that spot and farmed me out, because I wouldn't have been able to spot him in that aspect. So, let's just move then. Can't HEM, but we can get another 388 max roll. Another fairly solid demonstration upon this gun's behalf. Really powerful and sincerely accurate in most regards as well. There we go. Nice clear into you. And then we're just going to go and mosey on over towards the enemy Destiny right there and get a finishing clear off into you. And then we're going to mosey our way towards the AMX. It looks like that he might be poking on out, or probably not, so I guess we're probably going to have to go on over here then. And then kind of cut him off when he goes on over in the town area. Okay. I'm really hoping he's either going to be coming this way, or I swear to God if he's going to go around. That would be unfortunate. So, alright, so it looks like he went around. Interesting move. Not really sure what his big brain plan was there. Alright, now we got him out in the open. So let's go ahead and get a slap for 283. And then we got our adrenaline back. 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and get the finishing. Or we can just miss. I don't know why my gun decided to go at the last second. That's actually crazy. Alright, well, we're just going to go right at this WZ then. This E75 is farming him out like crazy. And he gets a tap into him, and the E75 pretty much just doesn't even have to use skill, and then barely get those shells in without a hassle. And just like that, that is victory number 2 out of 3, and we were able to break past another 3,000 damage. And this is where this tank can become fairly fun to use at times, especially for the troll armor that it has, and the deadly gun that it features, along with those deadly hold down capabilities. So that's pretty much all there is to it that comes through with the T-54E2. It is a tank that I highly recommend to pick up, just not in this event. It'll be sold for a much cheaper price instead of having to pay pretty much to grind and waste pretty much the majority of the time being to grind all the way to level 60, because I wouldn't say that that's worth it. I would probably just wait until it comes back in the shop for a cheaper price. So hopefully you guys did end up enjoying today's video on the other hand, and if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and make sure to turn on those bell notifications while you're at it so you do not miss out on any new videos or streams. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.